Most superhero dads struggle to balance work and family life, but Nolan Grayson casually stops asteroids the size of Texas while still making a home for dinner.
That was a small one?
Yeah, you should have seen the asteroid I diverted a few years ago, the size of Texas.
After diving deep into every single confirmed feat of strength this man has displayed across comics and the animated series, I've discovered that most people are severely underestimating just how ridiculously overpowered this character actually is. We're talking about a being who doesn't just break the laws of physics. He literally operates on a completely different scale than every other superhero on Earth. So today, we're going to go through 7 different levels of Omniman's confirmed strength feats, from his casual everyday power all the way up to his most insane displays of raw force, to find out exactly how strong Nolan Grayson really is. And trust me, by the time we get to that final level, you're going to understand why even the strongest heroes on Earth couldn't even scratch this man. But before we dive in, if you're as obsessed with analyzing overpowered characters as I am, make sure to subscribe, because at 1K subs, I'm doing a full breakdown of every single confirmed Viltrumite feat in existence. Now let's get into it. Level 1, casual everyday strength. And even this is absolutely insane when you really think about it. He can lift in excess of 100 tons. And this is just his baseline. To put that in perspective, 100 tons is the weight of trains, whales, and planes. This man can bench press a commercial airliner like it's a warm-up set. But here's what's crazy. This is just his lifting capacity. Each time he's doing these feats, there's zero visible strain, no grunting, no dramatic effort. He's just casually operating at a level that would make most superheroes sweat. And here's the crazy part. In the comics, it's explicitly stated that Viltrumites have to constantly restrain themselves to avoid accidentally destroying everything around them. So when we see Omni-Man performing these casual feats, he's actively suppressing his true strength. It's like if you try to pet a soap bubble without popping it. He has to be incredibly careful not to obliterate everything he touches. The most telling part? When he's doing normal dad stuff, opening jars, moving furniture, playing catch, he has to consciously dial his strength down to human levels. Imagine having to think about how much force to use just to turn a door handle without ripping the entire door off its hinges. So yeah, even at his most restrained level, Omni-Man is casually operating at over 100 tons of strength while actively trying not to break reality. But this is just him being a good neighbor. Level 2, serious situations. Now we're stepping into situations where Omni-Man actually has to focus a bit, and when he focuses, physics starts to get uncomfortable. The Guardians of the Globe massacre is probably the most brutal display of focused strength we've seen. He punches straight through the Immortal and snaps War Woman's neck. And these are 2 of the most powerful beings on Earth. Let's break this down. The Immortal has literally survived for thousands of years, has tanked hits from cosmic-level threats, and has durability that's off the charts. But Omni-Man doesn't just defeat him. He casually punches through his torso like it's made of paper. The amount of force required to do that is astronomical. And War Woman? She's wielding weapons that can damage nearly invulnerable beings, has superhuman durability herself, and Omni-Man just snaps her neck. The precision and strength required to do that while she's actively fighting back is terrifying. But here's what really gets me about this fight. It's not just that he wins. It's that he systematically dismantles the most powerful superhero team on the planet while taking essentially 0 damage. These heroes are throwing everything they have at him. Energy blasts, magical attacks, coordinated team strategies. And he's just walking through it like it's a light breeze. And the craziest part? After completely annihilating Earth's premier superhero team, he's got some blood on his costume, but that's mostly from them, not him. This is a being who can commit superhero genocide and treat it like a Tuesday afternoon workout. And this is still him being somewhat restrained because he's trying to make it look like a fight rather than an execution. Which brings us to what happens when he stops pretending. Level 3, offensive warfare, conquest mode. Here's where things get legitimately terrifying. When Omni-Man decides to go on offensive, entire civilizations become endangered species. The Flaxen Dimension Conquest is probably the most insane display of sustained combat power we've seen, destroying the surface of the Flaxen Empire in several seconds, simply by just flying around is a feat that's hard to even comprehend. Let me put this in perspective. He flies to another dimension, and just by moving to their world at high speed, he's creating enough kinetic energy to level their entire planetary surface. He creates massive dust clouds visible from space just from the air displacement of his movement. This isn't him throwing punches or using weapons. This is just him flying around really fast and accidentally destroying an entire advanced civilization in the process. The amount of energy he's generating just by moving is equivalent to multiple nuclear weapons going off simultaneously. And here's the most insane part. This is superior to any feat most other powerful characters have shown. We're talking about a being who can end interplanetary wars by just showing up and taking a quick flight around the planet. But the really scary part? This is still him being somewhat efficient. He's not trying to torture them or make them suffer. He's just removing an obstacle as quickly as possible. It's like swatting a fly, except the fly is an entire advanced civilization, and the swat is planetary scale destruction. The environmental implications alone are staggering. The sheer kinetic energy required to create surface-level destruction across an entire planet just by flying. We're talking about forces that should be impossible for a single being to generate. Level 4, natural disaster level. But now we're getting into the feat that really separates Omni-Man from every other character in fiction. He stopped an asteroid that's the size of Texas, which is calculated to be at least a moon-level feat of strength. Let's really think about this. Texas is approximately 269,000 square miles. An asteroid that size would have a mass of several quintillion tons. When it's moving at typical asteroid speeds, around 20 to 40 kilometers per second, the kinetic energy involved is incomprehensible. For him to stop this asteroid, he had to generate enough opposing force to completely counteract all that kinetic energy. We're talking about forces that are normally only seen in cosmic events. Star explosions, planetary collisions, that level of energy. And he didn't just redirect it or break it apart. He stopped it. That means he absorbed all that kinetic energy and converted it into what? Heat? The fact that he didn't vaporize from the energy transfer alone is mind-bending. But here's what really gets me. This is apparently just something he mentioned casually. Like, oh yeah, I stopped the Texas-sized asteroid once. It's not treated as his greatest feat or his ultimate power. It's just something he did at some point. The most insane part? This is calculated to be at least a moon-level feat, which puts him in the same category as beings who can destroy celestial bodies. Except he's not destroying them. He's stopping them with his bare hands. This single feat alone puts him above 99% of fictional characters in terms of raw strength. And according to the comics, this isn't even him at full power. Level 5, recreational physics breaking. Now we're getting into the realm where Omni-Man breaks physics just for fun. The baseball feat is absolutely bonkers when you really analyze it. The baseball feat, as it plowed off a mountaintop and circumvented the world in seconds, is calculated at dozen or so kilotons alone. Let me repeat that. That's just throwing a ball and catching for fun. So Omni-Man throws a baseball so hard that it carves through a mountain, travels around the entire planet, and returns to his hand in seconds. The amount of force required to accelerate a baseball to those speeds is astronomical. We're talking about giving a small object enough kinetic energy to level cities. But here's the part that breaks my brain, the precision. He didn't just throw it hard. He calculated the exact trajectory, accounting for the Earth's rotation, atmospheric resistance, and gravitational effects, to make sure it would return to its exact position, all while making it look effortless. And the environmental destruction is casual. The baseball plowed off a mountaintop, meaning his recreational throw had enough force to reshape geography. He's literally moving mountains as a side effect of playing catch. The fact that he can catch this projectile when it returns is equally insane. Something moving at those speeds would have enough kinetic energy to level buildings, and he just catches it with his bare hand, like it's a normal baseball. This is a being who can generate kilotons of explosive force just by throwing a ball around. And he's doing it as a casual demonstration, not even trying to show off his real power. Level 6, interplanetary powerhouse. At this level, Omni-Man starts operating on a scale that affects entire solar systems. In the comics, we see references to his involvement in interplanetary conflicts where individual Viltrumites are capable of conquering entire worlds. The comic versions show him participating in campaigns where planets are literally carved up and reshaped by Viltrumite forces, not through technology or weapons, but through pure physical force. We're talking about beings who can affect planetary geology just by fighting. When Omni-Man gets into serious combat with other Viltrumites, the collateral damage becomes planetary in scope. The comics show mountain ranges being leveled, continents being reshaped, and atmospheric conditions being permanently altered just from the shockwaves of their battles. But here's what's really scary. At this level, he's not just strong enough to destroy planets. He's strong enough to conquer them efficiently. The difference between raw destructive power and the controlled force needed to subjugate entire civilizations is enormous, and he operates comfortably at both levels. The most insane part? Even at this level, the comic suggests he's still not operating at his theoretical maximum. There are hints that Viltrumites have power levels that go beyond what we've seen, reserved for threats that require their absolute strongest response. Level 7, full Viltrumite power. Coming in at his maximum confirmed power level, we reach the theoretical limit of what Omni-Man can do when he absolutely stops holding back. And honestly, this is where the comics start getting deliberately vague because the power level becomes too abstract to properly illustrate. The highest level feats we see in the comics involve Omni-Man and other top-tier Viltrumites engaging in conflicts that threaten the stability of entire star systems. These aren't just battles. They're cosmic events that affect the fundamental structure of local space. At this level, individual Viltrumites become forces of nature equivalent to supernovas or black holes. The energy they're throwing around starts affecting gravitational fields, stellar mechanics, and the basic physics of their environment. But here's the most terrifying part. Even at this level, the comic suggests that Omni-Man is still exercising restraint. There are references to power levels that even the Viltrumites themselves don't fully understand. Capabilities that go beyond simple physical strength into realms that border on cosmic manipulation. The real horror isn't just how strong he is, it's how controlled he is. Every single moment of his existence, he's choosing not to accidentally end civilizations. Every conversation, every interaction, every mundane activity requires him to consciously limit his power to avoid catastrophic destruction. And the comics make it clear that this level of restraint is mentally and physically exhausting. The sheer effort required to exist at human-compatible power levels while possessing cosmic scale strength is itself a feat that most beings couldn't sustain. So there you have it. 7 levels of Omni-Man's confirmed strength, from casually lifting 100+ tons to operating at cosmic threat levels. When people ask, how strong is Omni-Man really? The answer is, strong enough to end worlds, but controlled enough to play catch with the sun. What makes this character so fascinating isn't just his raw power, it's the restraint. Every single day, Omni-Man chooses not to accidentally end civilization. Every interaction is him consciously limiting himself to levels that won't accidentally obliterate everything around him. The real question isn't how strong Omni-Man is. It's how the world continues to function when beings like him are walking around trying to live normal lives. And honestly, after going through all these confirmed feats, I'm not sure I want to know what his actual limits are. If you want to break down every single confirmed Viltrumite feat and find out who's actually the strongest based on canon evidence, smash that subscribe button, because at 1K subscribers, I'm doing the ultimate fact-check Viltrumite ranking using only confirmed feats. Thanks for watching, and remember, somewhere out there, Omni-Man is probably doing normal dad stuff while consciously not destroying reality. So maybe we should all just be grateful for his self-control